Today we're talking the Lelit Bianca. So I'm gonna give you a quick review on the Lelit Bianca and why I believe it is the best home espresso machine. Let's go. Today we're talking the Lelit Bianca, and this is an espresso machine that has won my heart. I've had it for the past year, and it is a beautiful piece of machinery. Now this is a machine that has been taking over the internet through forums, through social media. It really is a beautiful machine, but it's not just aesthetically beautiful. This machine has a lot to offer. Let's start off by talking about what it is. The Lelit Bianca is an Italian built and designed home espresso machine. It's a dual boiler rotary pump E61 espresso machine. Now we're gonna get into all of those things and what those things mean. But it boasts a beautiful stainless steel chassis and bodywork that is both aesthetically beautiful but functional. At least it holds up to corrosion much better than other materials. It's beautiful but strong. Not only are the externals made of beautiful stainless steel, the internals are too. You see, the dual boiler actually boasts 2 stainless steel boilers. More on that later on. On the front of the machine, you'll see many different gauges and buttons and features. But on the lower left-hand side, you can see a screen called the LCC, or the Lelit Control Center. The LCC is the brain of the operation for this beautiful machine. Here you'll find the PID controls for both boilers. Yes, both boilers. Not only can you adjust the brew boiler temperature to dial in your espresso so perfectly, you can also adjust the steam pressure by adjusting the PID in the steam boiler too. With version 2 of the LCC, you can raise the pressure up to 2 bars of pressure. You see, this is comparable to pressure what you'd find on a commercial machine at your local cafe. And honestly, quite impressive for a machine of this size and this price point for a home espresso machine. The steam is powerful and consistent and is delivered through a non-burn steam arm so that you can slowly wipe the wand and not have to worry about having crusty, dried up milk on your wand. Speaking of steam, this is a dual boiler machine. This means you can brew your shot and steam your milk simultaneously. Perfect when you have a party of friends over and you have a lineup of people wanting a cappuccino or flat white. Or maybe you even have a small commercial setting or a restaurant with very low volume. This is a great machine for something like that. But keep in mind, this machine, it's designed for the home enthusiast in mind. Not only does the LCC act as a PID controller, it has some other features that I have personally not found on any other machine in this class. The first feature, and one that I personally love to utilize, is its standby mode. Yep, this machine can be programmed to go in standby after a desired amount of time. E61 group head machines can take a while to heat up. So often owners will keep them on for prolonged periods of time so they don't have to go through the warm-up stages throughout the day. But the standby feature on the Bianca has a solution to this. It places the machine in a standby and brings the brew boiler down to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. This ensures that the thermosiphon on the E61 is kept warm and ready to be used when called upon. And it shuts off the steam boiler completely to save power. But with just one push of a button or pull of a lever, the Bianca begins to warm up again. And in just a few minutes, the machine is at full temperature, ready to brew. This is a feature unseen on any other E61 machine that I have experienced. And I think it's one that needs to be celebrated. It's insane. Speaking of the steam boiler, the LCC also controls the ability to turn off the steam boiler completely. So if you don't like those lattes or milky drinks, don't worry, you can just have this as a brew boiler machine and just making those amazing espressos. if you desire to do that. The Bianca also boasts a quick heat up feature. Most E61 group head machines can take up to 45 minutes to heat up. There's a lot of metal and a lot of mass on this machine, and that's why it takes so long to heat up. But Lelit has thought of this and designed a feature to fix that. While it's warming up, we'll actually overheat the brew boiler to about 15-20 degrees past the desired temperature. This is all done while it's heating up the machine. What this does is heat the brew boiler past its desired temperature while heating to warm the E61 group head faster than any other machine in this class. But not to worry, the LCC lowers that temperature just before you're ready to brew your first shot, and it will dial it in right to the desired degree you put it at. What does this mean? This machine can warm up from 15 to 20 minutes from a cold start. And that's unseen on any other E61 brewhead machine right now. That's comparable to other appliance grade machines using lots of plastic parts. That's insane, and that needs to be celebrated, and that's awesome. The LCC also boasts a programmable PreInfusion feature. While not a true PreInfusion, it can be a great option for those wanting an ease of use experience. This is done at full pressure for a handful of seconds, but then shuts off the pump to allow the water to soak the grounds. Then the pump starts back up again to finish the shot. All of these variables are programmable. Speaking of PreInfusion, let's focus on this neat little paddle right at the top here, because this is what sets the Lelit Bianca apart. This is the flow profiling paddle on the Lelit Bianca. A feature often found on machines 3 to 5 times the price of the Bianca. The flow profiling paddle is what really sets this machine apart and is what you should be considering this machine for. Honestly, it is that great. It enables the Bianca to operate similar to machines like the Slayer Steam or the La Marzocco GS3 in their ability to pressure or flow profile via mechanical paddles. Why is this feature so desirable? Well, I often describe it like this. Espresso is a brew method in which the compacted coffee is extracted with high pressure. This water is shot at the coffee at between 9 to 11 bars of pressure in a matter of seconds. Flow profiling enables you to control the flow of water and ease in and out pressure during a shot. This not only results in incredible tasting shots as the coffee isn't slammed with high pressured water, but it allows for experimental brewing, something that espresso enthusiasts drool over. And it's something that drew me into buying this machine. All of these flow adjustments are able to be seen live on the manometer on the group head. This small gauge shows the true pressure at the puck, unlike many machines that only show the pump pressure. I'll post another video on flow profiling because I don't want to go too much into this in this video. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet so you can be aware of when that video becomes available to you. The Lelit not only flexes its beautiful stainless steel chassis, but also shines with beautiful walnut accents from the flow profiling paddle to the steam and hot water knobs to both portafilter handles and feet. I'm impressed with the Lelit. This is well made. Speaking of portafilters, the Lelit comes with 2 portafilters, a classic dual nozzle portafilter, and this one right here, the bottomless portafilter. Come on, man. Finally, an espresso manufacturer who's listening to the North American market. We want bottomless portafilters. They're beautiful and they help us dial in shots. How many of you have an espresso machine that have had to buy a bottomless portafilter? Lelit thought of you and included this portafilter in the machine. If you've had to buy a bottomless portafilter at one point, let me know in the comments below because I've had to buy multiple over the years of owning espresso machines, and I'm thankful that Lelit added one in the package that came with a walnut handle. It's a nice touch. On the right side of the fascia, you'll find the steam and brew pressure gauges. At first, I wasn't sure if I loved this 2-in-1 design of this gauge, but it really has grown on me. Steam pressure is adjusted at the PID controller, and brew pressure, get this, is adjusted by a screw underneath the machine. You can adjust the pump pressure on demand whenever you'd like. Before we dive into the insides of this machine, there's one more feature that I'd love to talk about. and that's the water reservoir. Now, this is a rotary pump machine, and you can plumb this in if you want to have that convenience of not worrying about filling up the reservoir at any point. If you decide to do this and plumb your machine in, and this goes for any espresso machine, make sure you're using the proper filtration. You want your machine to last a long time, and calcium and lime scale is your worst nightmare. Make sure you filter your water properly. But if you don't want to plumb it in, or don't have access to be able to plumb your machine in, Lelit's got you covered. It comes with a 2-liter water reservoir, but check this out. Most machines have a water reservoir built inside the machine. Lelit actually has it built on the outside of the machine. And what that allows is for the water to stay at room temperature at all times. Most machines have the water reservoir built in, and it looks aesthetically pleasing that way, but what happens is as the machine heats up, so does your water. Lelit decided to keep the water reservoir on the outside of the machine so that is never an issue. But it also does this, and I'm gonna show you real quick. Not only does it sit on the outside of the machine, but you can actually move the water tank to the side of the machine if you so please. So maybe you have a counter space that doesn't allow you to have the depth of a machine like the Lelit Bianca. You can move the water tank to either side of this machine and you're set. Lelit, you've really thought of everything with this machine, and I'm incredibly impressed. Now I'd love to talk about the insides and what's underneath the hood of the Lelit Bianca, because it's not only aesthetically beautiful on the outside, it's beautiful and well built on the inside too. And if you're considering this machine, that's just as important as its aesthetics. As I already mentioned, the insides of this machine are well designed and engineered. All of its parts boasting stainless steel materials, copper tubes, and high quality parts. It starts with the boilers. As I mentioned earlier, it has dual stainless steel boilers. This is a feature that you find on machines much more expensive. The boilers are 800 milliliters for the brew boiler and 1.5 liters for the steam boiler, respectively. The motor is a 150 watt rotary pump that has been designed to compensate for the prolonged brew times due to the flow profiling paddle. This prevents overheating and wear on the motor. All of its parts are easily accessible and serviceable. And this is a machine that should last you a very long time as long as you take care of it. So who is this machine for? Well, I would say the home barista who is excited about diving deep into the world of espresso. That's me. When I saw this machine, I knew this would be right down my alley. But if you want something that you can get the most out of every single shot of coffee by allowing you to control flow, if you don't need a commercial workhorse, but you want a machine that can brew a flat white for all of your friends at your next party, or wow them with your perfectly dialed in espresso shot, this machine is for you. Like I said earlier, if you are a cafe and you have any amount of high volume, this is not a machine for you. This is designed for the home enthusiast in mind, for the home barista. And why is that? Well, the brew boiler itself is not designed to put in a lot of volume of water. If you want a machine that'll do high volumes for a small cafe, I would recommend the Linea Mini from La Marzocco instead. That machine is designed to heat up water quickly, but this is designed for home use. So if you want the most out of your home espresso machine, look no further than the Lelit Bianca. But there are a few things that I don't love about the Lelit Bianca. The first thing is the drip tray. Obviously it's large and it can hold a lot of water, but I don't love how it's designed compared to other machines in its class. I love the aesthetics and build of this machine, but the one thing I don't love is the drip tray. I just don't feel it has the same build quality and meticulous design that other machines have, like the Profitec and ECM. The other critique I have for this machine is its wood options. I said the same thing about the Niche Zero. I would love to be able to customize the wood options on my Lelit. I recognize that that would be a manufacturer's nightmare, but the reality is many people have different home settings and walnut isn't always the best option. I've seen people customize their Biancas and change the wood colors and stain it to different things. Just something to think about if your home wouldn't suit walnut accents. And the last critique I have for this machine is an auto-on feature. I know I might be getting picky here and I can use smart plugs and smart devices, but it would be great if the Lelit had an auto-on feature built into the LCC. It's already got standby mode and so many other features. I don't think it would be that hard to be able to put a timer in there and set the time each morning this machine automatically turned on. I don't know, Lelit, maybe that's something you add into version 3 of the LCC, but I would love to see that in a future iteration of this machine. But regardless of these minor critiques, I'm confident this is the best home espresso machine on the market, especially for the price. You can't find anything close to this for the value that this offers. Now, it's not a cheap machine by any means, but when you're putting it up against other machines like the Linea Mini, the Syncronica, the Pro 700, the value of the Lelit Bianca is insane. And none of those other machines offer flow profiling out of the box without an extra fee. While I'm not saying this machine is a better choice for everybody, I definitely think it is one you should consider purchasing in your next purchase for an espresso machine. My personal opinion, this is the best machine on the market. Now, I have a couple affiliate links below for the Lelit Bianca if you're looking to purchase this machine. I'd also say if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you want more reviews, let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about the Lelit Bianca, anything I didn't answer in this video, again, make sure you let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to help you. In the meantime, continue to brew great coffee and continue to brew at home.